guys, welcome to Cece's Kitchen. So today I'll be preparing a couple of items. I'll be preparing cucumber and dill pickle salad. I'll be making smoked turkey wraps and tuna wraps. Now I'm peeling my cucumbers, not all the way, just a little bit, making some streaks there, just for color contrast. And then I'll be cutting the cucumbers in halves. I have two cucumbers and two dill pickles that I'll be using today. Just so you know, guys know, cucumber is actually a fruit. It contains about 96% water, and it could also helps with hydration and promotes regularity. Okay, it's very easy to incorporate it in your diet. Oh, my board is sliding. I need to take care of that. It's very easy to incorporate it in your diet. So you could use it as a snack, a drink item, blend it and juice it and have it as a drink. It's very healthy for you. My board is still sliding, so I'm gonna have to take care of that. If you're preparing something and your board is sliding, you want to get a kitchen towel and put it underneath. And if it's still sliding, you wet the towel and squeeze the excess water out, then put it underneath. And then you just check to ensure the board is firm. Once it's firm, then you just continue doing what you're doing. You don't have to cut as quickly as I am. Cut at your own pace. Take your time. You'll get there. You'll get it done. Okay? Um, as I was saying, cucumbers have a lot of vitamins and minerals that are very good for the body. A lot of those vitamins and minerals are in the skin of the cucumber, so you want to always leave the skin on, or at least some of the skin on. Okay, so I'm finishing this up, and as you see, I kind of cut it slow just to give it a nice look. And then I'm going to start with my dill pickles. And basically what this is pickled cucumbers, right? So it's cucumbers that has been pickled in a brine, in vinegar, or excuse me, or other solutions, and has been left to ferment for a certain period of time. And once that's done, it's called dill pickles. Okay. The fermented pickles are really are filled with good bacterias. So it's good to have your pickle here and there because it also helps, or it should help with good maintaining good gut health. Okay, so here goes my cucumbers and my dill pickles. Right, this looks good. Look at the color contrast. Beautiful, right? Very nice. And we're about to make our crunchy, briny, healthy cucumber salad. I'm just gonna add a tablespoon of organic vegetable seasoning to this, and then I'll add a mixture that I'd made earlier on of 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Usually it's the other way around. It would have been like 4 tablespoons of oil and 2 tablespoons of vinegar, but I don't want it to be too greasy, so I use that 4 vinegar to 2 olive oil, and then I'll just add 3 tablespoons of the mixture to my cucumber and dills. Wow. Yeah, and I'm just gonna toss this around, and then we will have our salad. You could add other things to it, but I'm keeping it simple. Usually I'd add red onions to my cucumber salad, but because I will be adding some onions to my wraps, and I'll be also having the wraps with the cucumber salad, I'm not going to add anything else to this salad today. I'm just going to keep it very simple, nice and simple. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the wraps. I'll be making wraps using sun-dried tomato wraps and spinach wraps. I'll be using tuna, and I'll make one with mayonnaise and one without mayonnaise, and then I'll be doing a avocado wrap. Now look at this salad. Look at this. Look at this. Nice, simple, refreshing. and yeah, healthy. Okay, that should be very healthy for you. Right, we're gonna get the wraps going. And I have some tomatoes and onions that I cut up earlier, marinated in Italian dressing. Go back to the wraps. There we go. And I also cut my lettuce leaves, wash them, rinse them off, and leave them to drain, and have all these items set aside. Okay, you're gonna want to make sure that your lettuce leaf is properly washed and left to drain because you don't want it to be wet. And when you put it on the wraps, it wet the wraps. And here I have my zesty lemon hummus. I love hummus. And I have my roasted garlic hummus as well. Okay, and that's a good substitute for mayonnaise. And I have my wraps here that I'll be using today, and I already told you what type wraps I'm gonna be using. So I'm just putting a light layer of the zesty lemon hummus on my wraps, just a light layer, because I'll be adding a heavy layer of the roasted garlic hummus afterwards. Okay, and I'm making the avocado wraps first. Okay, yes. And then I'm gonna get this roasted garlic hummus. Oh my God, I love hummus. And for those of you who want a good substitute for mayonnaise, again, the hummus is a great substitute. And let's say you're doing wraps, but you want something else other than mayonnaise or something different from hummus. If you have cooked beans, black beans, red beans, whatever beans you have, you could just puree that, make it into a paste, and you could use it on the wraps as well. Okay, so I'm adding a very thick layer of hummus here. I love hummus, and you want to make sure you get some towards the end of the wrap, so that when you fold your wrap over, it the hummus act as a seal. And you don't have to, but I chop my lettuce leaf a little bit so that when I'm folding it over, it just folds easily. You don't have to do that. Again, I'm just showing you different ways of doing stuff. Let me just clean this off a little bit. Okay. All right. You could just put it right there just like that. You could just use your hand and kind of break it. It's fine. You know, just I'm just showing you, giving you other options. All right, so for this wrap I'll be using the hummus, the lettuce leaf, and remember I told you I'd marinated some tomatoes and onions in Italian dressing, and you want to ensure that you drain off the liquid before you add the tomatoes and the onions to the wrap, because you don't want all that liquid in your wrap. It's going to make the wraps soggy. You don't want that. So I have a half of avocado that I had from earlier. I'm going to add it to my wrap, and then I'll cut a fresh avocado and add it as well. Just take your time and slice it. Okay, just take your time, thin slices. And then after that, you fan it out just like this. Just gently fan it. Okay, or you just spread it out and put it on the wrap, top of the lettuce leaf. Okay, and then I'll be adding another avocado to the other half. I'm gonna cut this avocado and add the other half to the other wrap. So I just slice it around, as you can see, and then I twist it off, and there you go. Get a spoon and oops, and then you just scoop it out. Just take your time and just scoop it out, and you're going to put the flat side on the cutting board. That way when you're cutting, it's easier to manage. It's not slipping, sliding all over the place. So that's why you put the flat end on the cutting board. All right, and then you just make nice thin slices. You don't want to make large slices, because then when you're folding the wraps, it's a little more difficult. So you make it thin and you push it like that to fan it out. Whoop, flip it over. All right, and then just put it on your wrap just like that. Okay. rinse. Let me get this, clean that up a little bit. And then I'm going to be adding the tomatoes and onions to the wrap. Now, you could add sliced cheese if you eat cheese, or you could add uh, nutritional yeast. That's a substitute for cheese. You could add some peppers, red bell peppers, hot peppers, whatever you think you'd like to add to this wrap, you could add it to this wrap. But let me show you now the folding technique, and this is how I fold it over. Watch my fingers. I fold it over like that, the both ends in, and then I use my thumb and flip the top end over, and I'm in control of the wrap here. Hold it, hold it. Okay, watch my fingers. See? Look at that. Fold it under, put the sides in, and then the hummus act as a paste. Look at that. You see? It stays down. See? Nice and smooth. And if you use mayonnaise, it will do this pretty much the same, and you just roll it right over, and that's a wrap, guys. Yes, look at that. Look. Nice. See? That's a wrap. Not a roll, it's a wrap. Not cutting it yet, but just kind of sizing it up. I'm going to show you the wrapping technique that I use one more time. Just give me a minute here. Put it closer so that you can see it. Should actually move this wrap out the way. Give me a minute, guys. See, look at the color contrast. Isn't that nice? Very nice, right? We have that sun-dried tomato wrap. See, let me get that out the way. And you just fold both ends in, and then your thumb underneath the top end, and you just flip it over. Watch the fingers. Watch the fingers, and I'm holding the wrap, pulling it back tight so that it holds the filling, whatever is inside. Fold back that end in. Fold the ends in. Very important. Watch my fingers. I'm holding it with my fingers. Wrap this up. Yep, there we go. Make sure that hummus is at the end so that when I fold it, it seals easily. There you go. Nice and easy, just like that. Yep. Yeah, just like that, guys. You take your time, and you be in control, and just take your time and hold the wrap together. Slowly fold it over, and there you go. That's my tuna for my tuna wraps later. And I have two separate mixtures. One I'm going to use hummus, and one mayonnaise. That has basically a pound of light tuna, and quarter cup of zesty lemon hummus, and quarter cup of roasted garlic hummus, and 1 tablespoon of mustard, quarter cup of celery, 2 tablespoons of chopped onion, and a tablespoon of lemon pepper. You can add lemon juice, but because I'm using the lemon pepper, I'm not adding lemon juice, and I'm just mixing this around. And this tuna was in water, so I squeezed the water out, and just use it just like that. Some tuna you might get it in oil. Sometimes I take off the excess oil because I don't like it to be too greasy. Now this looks a little dry, so later on I'll add a little olive oil to it, just a little bit. So this is my tuna salad without the mayonnaise. And it's very good to use the light tuna, as it is not as high in mercury. Okay? So that's my mix right there. Yeah, and just take your time and ensure that the seasoning, the hummus, and the mustard, all those stuff are nicely blended in. Even the mixtures, you don't have one part of the mixture with mustard, and the other part, when you bite into your wrap, you're just tasting a bite of mustard, or just hummus. You want to taste all the flavors combined. Okay. Yeah, look at that. There we go. Nice. Here you go. Yeah, you just want to ensure that it's properly blended in. Okay. And remember, I told you I'll be making the smoked turkey wrap as well. And that's my other mixture, and I'll be using the mayonnaise. And just give me a minute. Let me add the oil to this before I forget. Right, we don't want to forget that. It's a little bit too dry, so just add a little oil and just mix it in, and then that's it. And you don't have to add oil, you could just add a little more hummus, that'll be just fine. Okay, and that's it, just blend it in. You might be saying, I don't usually add salt to a lot of my meals because, some of the meals already have salt in them. For example, the canned items, a lot of them have very high sodium level content. So you don't necessarily have to add salt. But if you choose to, be my guest. This mixture here, it's 2 pounds of tuna, and I squeeze the water off. Okay, this is a light tuna. Squeeze the water off. I have 1 cup of regular hummus, quarter cup, I mean the roasted garlic hummus, and a half cup of the lemon hummus, quarter cup of onions, half cup of chopped celery, 2 tablespoons of the lemon pepper, and 2 tablespoons of mustard, and I added a half cup of mayonnaise to this mixture. Okay, and then I'm just gonna ensure that everything is blended in. And please get a bigger mixing bowl if that works for you. I don't mind using my bowls that I have here. It's fine, I can manage it. So for you, it might be easier for you to get a bigger mixing bowl. And then you just want to pretty much mix everything up. Okay. Make sure it's nicely blended in. You want to have a good consistency in terms of flavor, so you want to ensure that it's even the seasoning, the mayonnaise, the mustard, all those stuff are easily distributed throughout the mix, right? You just take your time and mix along, and that's it. Food making preparing meals can be very therapeutic. Cooking is therapeutic. Many people don't like cooking, and I get it, but for me, I really enjoy cooking, making new items, experimenting with foods. I really, really enjoy doing that. That's my smoked turkey that I'll be using later on. Okay, but before that, let me start plating the vegetable wraps, the avocado wraps. So I'm gonna cut the ends off, and I'm doing that because when I present it on the plate, I want it to sit. And I'm gonna cut it slow so that I get 2 sharp edges. Okay, so I'm gonna have 2 flat surface and 2 sharp edges. So pointy edge. So you see, it's pointy, and the bottom end is flat. The bottom end is going to sit on the plate. There you go. And then guess what, guys? Oh, look at this. Look at the color contrast. Isn't that beautiful? Right, but we're missing something. Remember I made that cucumbers and dill pickle salad earlier, and I put it in the refrigerator. So, I'm going to add some to this wrap. And look at this. Oh my God, oh, come on. This is amazing. This looks so good. I could start eating right now, but I got to make the other wraps, right? But this looks good. Look at the colors, beautiful. Nice and simple, easy to make. Again, you can add whatever you want to add to your wraps. But this avocado wrap looks good, and that's a wrap. All right, so let's clean up a little bit, sanitize the board, and then we'll get into making the other wraps, guys. So I have the tuna wraps to make and the turkey wraps. But let me just clean up, sanitize, and then get to it. Alrighty, let's put one of the spinach wrap on the board. And then sun-dried tomato wrap. And you can use whatever wrap you want. You can use wheat wrap, just whatever you're comfortable using. And again, I'm going to lace it with some hummus. Well, for me, thick layers. You can use very light layer. That's fine. That's fine. And there you go. You just ensure that you get some of the hummus towards the end of the wrap so that when you're folding it, it acts like a paste, and the wrap, when it folds over on it, it just stays in place, or it helps it to stay in place. Okay, and then we're gonna get our lettuce. And again, you see I kind of popped it. You could just put it on the wrap just like that, or you could chop it, just to make it easier to fold over for you. You can try both ways, see what works best, and just do that. Okay, I'm gonna add some of the tuna salad that I made to the wrap. This is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good. Right? Look at that. And I have four different types of cheese. I have Gouda cheese, cheddar cheese, Munster cheese, and pepper jack cheese. Okay. In total, it's gonna be 2 slices, but it's like each slice is cut in half, and each slice is a different flavor. For example, a different type as well. So I have the pepper jack, and the other three that I'll be adding to these wraps. And again, if you don't eat cheese, a great substitute is the nutritional yeast. You could also add the creamy avocado. You could just add some avocado to your wraps. But I'm not going to add any to my wraps today, as I already have some avocado wraps. And I'm breaking the cheese apart because I want to ensure that it's evenly distributed. Each each type cheese is evenly distributed, so that whenever you bite the end part of the wrap, it's the same taste that you're going to experience as when you bite the middle part of the wrap. So I'm adding all four types of cheese onto the wraps, and I'm going to ensure that it's evenly distributed on both the tuna wrap and the smoked turkey wrap. Okay, want to ensure that there's consistency in terms of how you're layering your wrap. Okay. Now I'm adding my tomatoes and my onions. Remember, I had it marinated earlier in Italian dressing, and then I drain off the excess liquid. Oh my gosh, look at the color contrast though. Look at that. Mmm. You know what would be a nice addition for the tuna wraps? You could add some dill pickles. But why I'm not doing that today, it's because remember, come on guys, we're doing the cucumber and dill pickle salad. And we already have that done, but we're going to add it to our wraps as a side item. Okay, so it doesn't make sense to put pickle in my wrap as well. But if you weren't having that salad, you could add some thinly sliced pickles to the tuna wraps. So I'm also evenly distributing the cheese on my turkey wrap as well. And then I'll show you the wrapping technique, and you could take your time and try this at home, um, and let me know. Let me know how it turned out. All right. So let me just add the tomatoes and the onions to this. I just can't wait. Let me see which one's my favorite. I really think I'm gonna enjoy the avocado wrap more, because I don't really like meat. I'm not gonna try the turkey. I I'll give that to someone else. I'll try the avocado wrap, and I'll try the tuna wrap. So folding technique again, guys. Fold the sides in, flip the top over gently, and be in control. Hold it. Pull back all the, yes, the filling. There you go. Fold the sides in. Wrap, wrap. That's it. Nice and firm. There you go. Just like that. I'm gonna wash my hands off. Yes. Yes, guys, we're almost there. So as I said, I'm definitely gonna be enjoying the avocado wrap. I don't like too much meat, or I like fish, but I'm gonna enjoy the avocado wrap. So you fold the sides in, and you take your time and bring the top over, be in control, holding it all together, holding the sides, fold the sides in, hold it firmly, just like that. Sides in, focus, watch my fingers. And remember that hummus at the end of the wrap. There it is, sealing it nice and firm. There you go. That's a wrap, guys. And there you go. I'm going to get my other plate. Let me sanitize the area a little bit first. And then I'm going to get my other plate. And I'm going to add my cucumber and dill pickle salad to the other plate. But before I do that, let me cut the end, and then I'm going to cut this. See, I cut it a little slant. And I'm only going to use a half of each for my presentation. Rinse the knife off, and then I'll cut the smoked turkey wrap. See? And as I told you, I already have my plate ready with my cucumber and dill pickle salad. And now I'll be presenting the tuna wrap with cheese and the smoked turkey wrap with cheese, tomatoes, and onion. Look at this, guys. Oh my God. Isn't this lovely? Look at the color contrast. Look at that. This looks mouth-watering. I think I changed my mind. I think I might bite into a little piece of the turkey wrap just because it looks so good. Oh, this looks so good. All right, guys, so you try it at home. Tell me how it turned out. Tell me if it was difficult wrapping the wraps up. And tell me what you added to your wraps, or if you took anything out. And thank you for watching.